This is Unimagine with a Healing Garden. I think we're all just in a point where we all need some healing. So breathe with me. We're going to do an exercise. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. When you have an individual, they have their own perspective. And when you have another person, they have theirs. And the reason what we are doing when we come together as a relationship or in a couple is we are creating a third perspective, a shared perspective between the two of us. The shared perspective becomes a new reality. So you have person A's reality, their perspective, person B's reality, their perspective. And then they communicate. They meet first on emotions. They share love. And then the love, they create dreams together, unfolds, and you have a third perspective, a mutual private perspective that the two of them share. Now, this perspective becomes the thing that you all want to share together. It becomes the thing that the two of you nurture, much like a child. When you have a fight or an argument, the miscommunication causes a misunderstanding, and the perspective shifts and breaks. And when that happens, the connection is lost. Now you have to repair the perspective, the connection. This is where a lot of people don't know what to do. What you need to do is not talk about the details or the misunderstanding. Drop back to the emotions. The emotions that you want to connect on are sad and pain. That's what sad and pain are for. You are supposed to be repairing with sad and pain. I want you to think about the movie Inside Out. The imaginary friend was created out of love, and he became a reality. He became a perspective. And when he lost his wagon in the massive graveyard of memories, he cried. Sadness sat down and talked to him about how much he loved that. They united under sadness and pain. He cried with her, and then they felt better again. The perspective was restored. This is how every human being connects with another human being. You build and create out of love. You repair out of sad and pain. But it requires mutual, consensual vulnerability to do it. Mutual, consensual vulnerability requires that you both give up your arrogance and your pride. Come down into the slough and the mud of humility. And you both share your pain and your sadness together. The problem is we have a society that says, no, you got to keep your chin up, you got to keep positive, you got to keep, and sadness is completely invalidated. Pain is thrown away and suppressed. And the miscommunication and the lost perspective gets wider and wider until it falls apart. Couples focus on the details. They argue about the little things that don't matter because neither one of them is willing to come down and say, this is my hurt and this is my pain, because they don't feel safe enough to do that. This creates a cycle where there are no longer any shared perspectives. No shared perspectives. No shared dreams. No shared pain or sadness. And this is where loneliness begins. This is why we all connected over 9/11, guys. This is why we connected over 9/11. Because we opened up during 9/11 and we all talked about our pain and how scared we were and how much it hurt. Do you remember? Or have you forgotten? Have you forgot how we talked about how scared we were during 9/11? That's what bonded us. That's how we were able to rebuild New York. With Israel and Ukraine, we need that now. We need to bond over the pain and the hurt and the sadness, just like we did with 9/11. Because I want it to stop. We all want it to stop. And I know how to make it stop. What I want is for us to talk about how lonely we are and how tired and how much the wars hurt. And the vulnerability that's required. I don't want to talk about the politics, distraction. That's not the point. We need to repair the perspective. We all talk about world peace. And there are a lot of people who don't believe in world peace, and they gaslight those of us who believe in world peace. So they call us names. They slander us with their skepticism, and they shut us down. I created the Healing Garden because I saw the war, and this is exactly what it's for. So it's time I do my fucking job, right? Okay. There's a lot of people out there who don't want to talk about what's uncomfortable, but it's really the only path through. I am a master healer. I know pain and I know healing. The only way through the pain is literally to talk about it, to give it name, to define it. And then to talk about what it is you do want, the dreams that you wish you had again. And when you realize you're not alone, when you realize that other people feel the same way you do, that's what brings you back together again, just like it did with 9/11. It was extraordinary to watch. New Yorkers do it all the time. It's because we're all misfits here, and we all know. The problem is a lot of people don't know what New Yorkers know. They don't know about the brotherhood. Brotherhood, not the patriarchy. And not the matriarchy. That's wrong. There are no genders. We spend way too much time focusing on our differences when we really need to be focusing on the similarities that matter. And the similarities that matter are that we all feel the same way, that we all are scared, that we're all alone, that we all are tired, that we're all hurt. We all want it to stop. What I would really love is world peace. What I would really love is for all the people who want world peace to just sit down and take off the mask and stop lying and start talking about truth, even though it hurts. I have a lot of people who come to me every day and they tell me what their pain is, what their fears are. And every one of them is saying the same thing. Not one fear is unique. And they are the same fears I have. But because no one's talking to anybody, no one knows about it except the therapists. So if you guys start talking to each other, you'll find out you're not alone. You'll find out that the human connection you are looking for is literally right next to you. And that the formula for human connection is this. You build dreams and a unified perspective out of love. One unified perspective. And when that unified perspective, that's your similarity. When you lose that due to a miscommunication, you drop back to the feelings. You fall back to the sadness and the pain. And you talk about the sadness and the pain, and you'll find out you're identical, that there is no miscommunication at all. You'll find out that the way you hurt is the exact same way the other person hurts, and there is no miscommunication after all. That you both do still want the same dream. Now in this case, it's world peace. Except a lot of people talk about world peace, but I don't think a lot of people actually knows what that looks like. So I'm going to try explaining my perspective. World peace, for me, looks like a lot of people not wearing masks anymore. They've put off the mask and they have stopped telling lies, and they come to a safe place on a regular basis where they can take off the mask and they can take down the lies and they can speak whatever truth they have without criticism. This is why we have confessionals. It's because we have to speak our truth. It's because when you wear a mask and you speak lies, it's a pressure cooker. And when you stop wearing the mask and you stop telling lies, you remove the pressure cooker. You get that siphon so that the pressure is released. The Healing Garden doesn't do that. We take it all off. All of it. When I say nudity, I mean nudity, guys. Come on. Take off the mask. Stop telling the lies and start speaking the truth. What is your pain? What is your pain? Name it. Name your pain and name your fear. And then let's talk about this perspective that we're going to build together. So this is my perspective. And if it sounds like something you want, then let me know. Repeat it. I see no masks. I see no lies. I see us speaking truth. I see us claiming whatever gender we need, whatever name we need, whatever heritage we need to celebrate our identity. That is what I see. I see everybody free to be colorful and expressive and free. I see everyone with their own make-believe, their own perspective, and their own imagination. Do you know what a perspective is? It is an imagination. An imagination is a perspective. Is it an opinion? Oh, hell yes. Very much so. A perspective is also a reality. Imaginations, perspectives, realities, these are all truths, and they are fantasies, all at the same time. There's a lot of can't-doers in the world who say that we are not allowed our fantasies because they don't exist. There's a lot of can't-doers who claim that imagination isn't real because they don't exist. There's a lot of can't-doers who tell us what their reality is, and that's the one we should be. Those can't-doers cause war. I'm all done with can't-doers. I'm all done with them. That's my truth. I am sick of can't-doers. I am a can-doer. I believe that imagination very much is a perspective. And the core of this perspective is what we love and what we value. So what I love happens to be, well, love actually, and imagination and fantasy. And I love creativity, and I love people. And I love truth, and I love the uniqueness of every individuality out there. And I value individuality. I value truth. Not a truth as defined unanimously by can't-doers, but whatever truth you can imagine and create and make real for you. That is my perspective, and that is the perspective I see when we finally get to world peace. A place where when we introduce ourselves to each other, we don't introduce ourselves by our given name, and we don't introduce ourselves by what job we have to survive, to make money. Instead, we introduce ourselves by our chosen name. And instead of talking about what horrible job we've been trapped and enslaved to, instead we talk about what dreams we have and what perspective we desire. Tell me, you tell me what world peace looks like to you. That's the conversation I want to have with everybody. I don't want to hear anyone ever again ask me what my job is or what I do for a living. What I want to hear is how you envision world peace, because that is something we all want. So let's start planning it. Let's start talking about it. Let's start discussing what world peace would look like, how to get there. I have a plan. What would it look like for you? What kind of a world do you want with that kind of a world peace? No, there's not going to be everybody on board with this. Focus on just you and focus on the people who think and feel the way you do. And that's how it starts. And then it grows. And then it spreads. And right now, that is exactly what we all kind of need. So, I'm going to be starting with healing circles, where all I talk about is this. The ultimate and the one perspective, because if we're going to have one perspective that we all agree on, why Does it have to be the patriarchy? I mean, could we please at least agree that the one ultimate truth is going to be world peace, where we all get to be individual without any masks or lies? And everyone has access to understanding that when you share sadness and pain, it bonds you. And then from there, you can talk about what dreams you want together. And then you form that one perspective, and then you work toward it. And when you unite to work toward this one idea, this one perspective, that is happiness, and that is connecting. It's when you combine your imagination and your creativity and your resources with other people to literally make into reality what vision you see for the future. It's hard, isn't it? It's very hard. I wrote a song a while ago, about a month ago. I haven't written music in almost 20 years. So this is the official theme song for the Healing Garden, and I'm going to go ahead and share it with you now. I'm lonely, I'm cold, I'm lost and I'm broken. We've been silent for too long. We all have forgotten who we used to be, who we are. We are all sleeping. Inside we are screaming. Outside we are laughing. Inside we are dying. These aren't just words. This is not a song. It's a message I'm giving to all of you. It's a message I've been trying to get to you. Listen to the lyrics, hear the words. They are not mine, they are yours. It's time to come out now. It's safe to be seen. The monsters are gone now. It's time to remember who we are, what we are, what we are saying behind the screams. I'm lonely, I'm cold, I'm lost and I'm broken. We've been silent for too long. We all have forgotten who we used to be, who we are. We are all sleeping. Inside we are screaming. Outside we are laughing. Inside we are dying. These aren't just words. This is not a song. It's a message I've been trying to give to you. It's a message I've been giving to all of you. Listen to the lyrics, hear the words. They are not mine, they are yours. It's time to come out now. It's safe to be seen. The monsters are gone now. It's time to remember who we are, what we are, what we are saying behind the screams. There's a way to get back your voice. It's really important that we talk. When you start speaking, when you start talking, and when you start speaking the truth, you literally put down the mask. You stop pretending. And that's when you can be real. That is when authenticity starts. My name is Anna Imagination of Authenticity City and the Healing Garden. I conduct a massive amount of research and work on the psychology of the human condition. I have a plan for world peace, and I know how to get us there. I conduct free healing circles every day on my Facebook account. I have a lot of resources for healing and for helping people learn how to speak again, set up boundaries, manage their emotions, overcome their traumas, connect with loved ones, and heal. Take a look at my information. Browse my city directory and join my community. May the kindest of words always find you.